Wow. Live. This is great. Never expected this. Huh. Well, then again, very dire for a lot of things nowadays. I don't know. How did this come about? Well, let's see. Link in opening to the descriptions of contacts. Okay, well, hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna make a discussion of live systems and all that kind of stuff, so I'm just kind of going with it. Like the titlement does say, talking about 2017. Well, let's see. The good, the bad, and the whatever. Well, I don't really have anything bad to say about 2017. Besides, it's a crappy year for a lot of us, especially for me. It's a lot of dire moments, some good moments and some bad moments, and some are just pretty shitty at one point. But that's given moments for anyone that actually goes through that kind of time stuff. But it is what it is. You can't argue with every single thing that you do that seems different. But I think why I'm glad 2017 is going to end and all that kind of stuff. I think because I'm glad I'm waiting for 2018, and I hope 2018 doesn't suck as bad as 2017 I went through. But I think it's best to say, like starting off from the beginning of when December 31st of 2016, when January the 1st came up. And I think I was at home. I don't recall where I was at, but I know I was home somewhere. I think I was out and about maybe, or I was just kicking it in the garage like I always do, Speaking of which. Actually, matter of fact, I need to do this ahead of time. Hi, this is Dustin Bebon on my live podcast, radio station, whatever you want to call it, 45 minutes of fame and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just here to blog about 2017 of why it was not really a good year for me, but some of it was good, some of it was bad, and some of it was just shitty. And that's pretty much what the title video of the thing is called and all that kind of stuff. And anyone who wants to connect to this, be my guest. Other than that, it is what it is. So I really don't know what the format looks like on here, so I'm just going to go spit right through it. But if anyone feels free to call me or anything like that, I'm not sure how this works, basically. So I'm going to kind of check this out as I go, in a way. So just bear with me for the moment, because I'm kind of new at this. So yeah, there is a live broadcast going on right now. And if anyone wants to follow into chatting, feel free to jump in. There's already something that's already posted on Facebook and YouTube, or if anyone who wants to fill in from Google and all that, be my guest, But it's, like I said, it's extended content, so I'm allowed to cuss on here as much as possible. And whoever wants to watch this video or listen to this, go be my guest. You can look up the app, whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling off on stuff and all that. I have a format. I have a piece of paper sitting in front of me, so I'm trying to categorize all this. So, back to the topic of talking about 2017, the good, the bad, and the shitty. In the beginning of January the 1st of 2017, it started off as a rocky moment and all that kind of stuff. I was in between jobs. I was working for a staff agency. So, a lot of things were very dire at that time. So, it's not really like I could say that everything was a really good moment or anything like that. And I'll get to the point where I started doing this. So, but the whole point is the topic, basically. Somewhere in the midst of between of February, things were starting to get a little bit dicey in my life lately, and I was going through a lot of different kind of things. In 2016, a lot of things have happened too in my family of group, basically, in my family, and a lot of different things have happened on to 2017. Like, I was in a band for a while and all that, and somewhere in between I think it was in between March or April. I'm not quite sure. I don't recall the time and all that. It's been a long time since I talked about it. I have videos of it on YouTube somewhere. I'm not sure. Right now, this is a clean slate, so I'm just gonna get really brief here. In the summer of 2017, in March, I was working with a band for a while since 2014, all the way from previous to 2015, and it's been a pretty good time for me, personally, from certain experiences and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it. I played a couple shows. I toured. I opened up for Red Jumpsuit Apparatus for the hell of it, and it was actually a pretty good life-changing experience for me, because it playing with a band, basically opening up and actually being on time for songs and stuff like that, really put a good effect in things. You have a better perception of timing and things like that. Plus we had a little bit of time of rehearsal. It's not a lot to go into it, but it worked out in the end, basically. Anyway, from that time, and we were working on an EP for a while. Time were very capable at that time. Things were really off and on, and I think troubling times. Off and on the recording the album and all that. Originally, it was a 5-song EP. Getting charged a decent amount, for each song, because like we worked with our good friend Ronnie, who produced the album with his wife, basically. And they did a great, fantastic job. Ronnie put in a lot of effort into like different parts of the arrangements of the songs and all that. Some of it was good, and some of it seemed like like it was becoming another radio. We were making the songs radio friendly, and I don't mind that, but really, we're like a really starting out band, and really trying to get our name capitalized out there and all that. And touring with Red Jumpsuit Apparatus really helped us out. It didn't really give us a lot of play in a way and all that, but it taught us about live shows, how to be on time, how to present yourself on stage, and like those little things that really kind of get you through the day. But fast forward from that, we did all that in 2016. But in the time of 2017, we were just finishing the album, and I got offered this job to work for to be working at a place that we blast pool tile, basically. And it's not just pool tiles. We do fake rocks. We do stone, a lot of different kind of things, basically, around the pool and all that. That's basically our foreplay, A really good company. It started with a good guy and all that stuff that originally started the company 10 years ago. And he worked under another branch, basically. That got him independent, basically. And then when he got really good, he thought of a different way of doing this, because back then to clean off tile and take off the calcium off tile and all that, you use Max Strip. You use glass bead. And basically, but the problem with that glass bead, it takes the decal off the tile, and so it makes it kind of hard. It makes it hard for it makes it hard for to keep the tile and the gloss on it good, you know, because the speed is shooting right into the tile and it's fucking it up basically, you know, where it looks like crap, you know. But he came up with he found this thing, and it's been familiar and all that. It's been unknown, but he brought it up, and it's a lot of people know what it is, and it's called product's called MaxStrip, and the thing that's inside MaxStrip is I keep on forgetting what it is, but it's some kind of mineral. It's not hard, but it's enough when we put it in these big giant sandblasting machines and all that it takes off. It doesn't take the gloss off the tile, but it takes off the calcium that builds up on it, but it actually puts a more finer finish on the tile. And then when we go from there, we start building it from there, all that. The company's called Pacific Pool Tile Cleaning. If anyone really wants to know what it is, you know, please, if any time or anything like that at the next video and you guys ask questions, that's cool. I highly doubt this. I just started doing this for the hell of it because this gives me something to do, and I have a lot of time on my hands. Plus, I like to kind of struck a conversation once in a while, because I'm usually in here going bonkers every day. So I like listening to music, I like talking a lot, and I like looking up things, and I like having chats with other people. So this is kind of where this thing is going to go and all that. I'm involving myself into different things at this year, and next year it's going to be a little bit different, because now I'm starting to kind of get into this world, knowing that the world is starting to get a little smaller where I'm standing at. But I want to get into this kind of thing because it seems like an enjoyable thing for me to do. Previous with that, so anyway, with the MaxStrip, basically it takes the calcium off of the tiles and all that, go through the grout lines and everything else. We do pretty much everything from rocks to artificial rocks, basically everything from the capitalized of small tiles to whatever. And we do repairs. We do a lot of repairs and stuff like that, and like saying if we blast and all that, tile flops off because it didn't have enough grout on it to keep it in place, or it wasn't on right the first time. But here nor there. So I started with this company, and I was branched by a friend from my dad. Was a friend from that, and it was starting to be something that was going to be buy off of these guys, that were going to buy this company off of this guy that started it 10 years ago, and it didn't really work out at the end. You know, it kind of went sour for a little bit. But I worked with the company for the whole entire start of April, all the way to where we're at right now. From all the way to the end of October, and since then, from October from now, it's been off and on, because, you know, it's not pool season anymore, not summer. No one wants to go in their pool or anything like that. Plus, it's too bloody cold. We actually physically go inside the pool while we're blasting. So yeah, it's cold, so we have to wear waders, me and another guy. So, but anyway, The point is basically, I started this job. My dad gave me the job because from a friend and all that needed some workers and all that, and I was between work, so I needed work to make money, to pay bills, to pay rent, and pay all this other stuff, you know. Because when you don't have money, you're not going to get anywhere. You're never going to, you know, succeed in life as accomplished. You know, there's a lot of people out there that just kind of like fall between the cracks of reality and things like that, and they don't really take the alternative to actually go for that society, basically. And with me, for a guy that graduated in 2007 and hasn't worked since 2013 from 2014 and all that. I had to put on some big boy pants and start doing this, but it is what it is. It's not an easy task and all that, especially at the age that I am, plus my background and my disability that I have that I don't really consider a disability, but it's a learning disability for me. I have a hard time reading and writing, and so that really conflicts my thinking process because I can't quite think as everyone else is. My brain works in a different functional system, so it makes it hard for me to kind of like understand or do an application or do anything like that because I didn't really take the time nor the effort to do that. But at the end of the day, I only, it is what it is at this time. I the mistakes I made in the past and all that are what they are. But fast forward from that. So from that time I talked to the guys and all that when I was working with, from the band. And if anyone wants to know what it's called, it's Minor Rockstar. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I used to play for Minor Rockstar. I used to be the bass player with Landon Kripe for the longest time, and we played music for the longest time too. We started as a 4-piece band, basically, 2 rhythm, a lead, and a drummer, a bass player, and all that. And sometimes when band things come into place and all that, a lot of things can get in the middle of things, and some things can break down very hard, very carefully and easily. And I'm not sugarcoating it or anything like that, and I'm not going to point any fingers or be mad at anyone. I have done that in the past. My mentality is to blow up on people because things don't go my way or I don't understand, so I take it out on other people because that's how I'm wired. And it considers to be a little bit of a defect for me personally, because it's not something that I'm proud of, but it is me in a way because that's how I'm connected to. I'm wired in my brain basically. But the thing is I talked to the guys and I told them that I was in between a rock and a hard place, basically. Like, I'm starting this job that's going to pay far more money than when I was working for a staff agency or a temp agency or any kind of agency, basically. And I was kind of done with the agency thing because you work for a couple weeks and all that, then they switch you over to another place, and then you have to start all over again from there, and then you go to another place, and so on and so on and so on, until someone will physically hire you. Nothing is set in stone till you work 90 days. A lot of places do 90 days. Like everything from central areas all the way to corporate businesses. They want to know how hard you are to succeed, how hard of a worker you are, and how you can work with their management and everything else. That's cool. That's how people learn to be who they are. But the point is I talked to the guys and to the band and all that, and they kind of like basically pushed me out. They understand what I was talking about because let's face it, the music business wasn't the music aspect. We're just starting out. There's no capital in this right now. We're paying out of pocket. Well, not me, but another guy is paying out of pocket because he thinks the songs are a part of him. They are. They are his way of expressing himself in a higher alternative level. And that's all good, because we need guys like that, because if things like that don't work out in the end, no one's going to listen to anyone. It's really hard to get around those kind of things. But yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Happy New Year's, everyone. 2018 has come about. But anyway, I know I'm going to be getting calls soon because my cell phone is connected to this chat thing, so I'm going to make this really quick. Things didn't go the way it was. I got replaced with someone else from a show and all that, and then when I did a show, I wasn't giving my 100% to the whole entire thing. And it is what it is, you know. You win, you do the best you can and all that kind of stuff. Plus, I got emailed from it and I got a call from it, you know, for the shit I did, you know. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, you know. I did kind of fuck up in certain places and all that. I wasn't myself at the time, and, you know, I had a lot of stress on my mind because I'm trying to work this part of this. One part of it is the music. The other part is working at a job and trying to make my dad happy and pay him rent and do all these other things and all that. And here I am stuck between the middle of the two things, basically. And it's very hard for someone to adjust to all that because it's not easy being an adult, you know, because those are adult things and we have to constantly move forward to things. We have to pay bills, we have to pay car insurances, we have to pay the mortgage, all these things, make sure we have food on the table, make sure we have a roof over our head, all these things. That's what makes us human in a way, because we're going to make fatal mistakes and all that. But in this society now and all that, we can't make those mistakes. They have to be written down straight up. You know, we have to follow a certain system that has been placed for over decades and decades and decades, over centuries ago. Needless to say that most things like that don't come to an end. And it doesn't. You know, there's a new horizon over the grass is greener or something like that. But that's nor here nor there. The thing is why 2017 sucked the most for me. You know, I lost a part of myself because I was really invested in this band that I thought was a trio or some outlet for me to connect to in something, in somewhat of a reality, basically. Not saying that I was in a fantasy world, but I wanted to exist in the music industry. I wanted to exist as someone that has skills on a guitar or a bass or drums or anything, you know, like elements that speak to me, basically, you know. And I enjoy those kind of things because they allow me to express myself, not vocally, but musically, you know. And that's a really good thing about that, is when you pick up an instrument for the first time, you know, you feel more vulnerable in a way in the beginning. But if you take the time to master it and get good at it and start trying new things on it and listen to music more and, you know, like kind of putting your time to kind of like buckle down and chill, you do that. So I got out, I got fired, basically. When I got fired, it was sad for me. It was very disappointed. I was angry. I had a lot of bad things into it, and I was very unorganized with stuff like that. And that's fine, you know. You get angry because you made a mistake, but the people that put you down, they put you down, you know. There's nothing you can do about that. You think you had a friend, but you don't, you know. But it is what it is, you know. You can't cry over spilled milk every single day, because if that was the case, then the world would have been a different place, right? Right. Just me talking to myself. But I worked for a very long time with Pacific Pool Tile Cleaning as a company. I worked for the company for a while, till all the way to October, and from all those months of working there, day by day, hour by hour, a lot of things have happened. Like we lost a lot of famous people. I lost a lot of people that were kind of close to me, but not really close to me, but close to my family in a certain place, and all that. A lot of different changes, you know, a lot of things that were very different in this kind of thing, you know, like freaking fireworks going off and all that kind of stuff and scaring the crap out of my dog. But you know, I think for me the most I could say about this year is it was somewhat okay. I lost a lot of hope to a lot of people. And the reason why I lost a lot of hope and a lot of trust is because the people that I were around with that I thought were, you know, were buddies or, you know, were friends or someone that I can trust and all that, you find them in a different kind of perspective, so you lose trust easily. So it's sad to say, but, you know, it is what it is. Reality is what it is, you know. The sad part of that is that when people make those kind of mistakes, they make a very I don't know, I would say a little bit more, they just make a mistake either way. You know, there's no right or wrong about it. They're only trying to make themselves happy and not the people around them. When you hurt the people around you, then you don't have anyone to kind of go back. It's like the boy that cries wolf, you know. What the hell are you doing, Dozer? It's like going through a freaking bag over here. Freaking dog. But anyway, yeah, you know, I think most things are like that are very hard to deal with, you know, especially for me. You lose trust in people. And when you lose trust in people, it's really hard to get trust back. And that's one of my quirks of my problem too, is I lose when I trust someone, I trust them, you know. But when you overextend yourself too far out and you make a mistake to my eyes, then I lose your trust because I don't trust you anymore because you did this. You screwed me or you fricked me over or something like that, you know. That I have to say it's not a bad thing, but it makes you look like the bad person every single time when you do that to someone. Not saying everyone fucks over a coworker or screws over their family member or anything like that, you know. A lot of that happens every day, every year. Half the world is based on lies. And if we constantly continue lying to each other and all that, there is no truth in the world anymore. But when we do speak truth, things go a lot more smoothly. You know, people can start to relate on other people's things and all that. Hell, that's what social networks for, is to have a certain way of speaking your voice out and having that, just some people to hear your voice. Not a lot of people want to hear that, you know. Not a lot of people want to hear the neighbor next to you talk about this or that or that or this. Or when you go to work or your coworkers talking about this and this, you know. Not a lot of people can hear that kind of stuff because in our mentality, our lifespan is basically to be heard from what we read, from what we hear, from what our parents taught us, and what we teach our children at this point. It's kind of like a vicious circle, but it's a life circle for all of us, and that's a life circle for all that. You get born, you're born in this world, and then when your time comes, you leave this world. It's a counterbalance. Like, social reality is mostly more of like gravitational situations. I think I'm going off topic here, but my point is we have to have more of a trust thing going on in this world, because when people don't trust each other, things tend to fall apart. And I have seen that at second hand and third hand every single time. viewing it as a second person or a third person, maybe a fifth person too, because I actually have seen a lot of other things with multiple people in the room happen. But that's needless to say, you know, like those things do happen every day. And you know, you get angry about things like that, and that's fine, you know. I think everyone has their days, right? Everyone has that day where they want to choke out their coworker and say, fuck you, man, or some stupid shit like that, you know. Or go out to drink and get fucked up the next day and come to work and you're all blasted, you know. I mean, or, you know, people do that all the time. You know, not a lot of people. In a perfect world, it shouldn't happen, but in this world, it happens. Shit. We've been doing it since fucking 1887. Shit. People have been lying to each other for the longest time. You know? I'm not trying to get into, you know, like the government and all that other kind of stuff, because I don't believe any of that. I don't believe in our president. I don't believe any of that stuff. What I believe in is what I believe in. And this is my kind of thing, you know. Eventually, I want to bring people into this thing so then I can actually have a one-on-one conversation or a three-on-one conversation. Who knows? I have a phone strapped onto this thing so people can call me, basically. And I can speak to people and actually talk to them on a phone. And eventually, I'm going to get a camera so then I can do some of this stuff on Skype or YouTube Live. Who knows? Eventually, the sky's the limit for me, you know. The reason why I started doing this is because I wanted to kind of like... I kind of want to start talking. You know, I never had anything nice to say to anyone and all that. And so this is my way of saying... Hello. Hi. My name is Dustin. How you doing? You know? But anyway, from 2017 sucks either way. It sucks either way. It sucks for me because my brother lost his mom. You know, a lot of things have happened in my family. I can't really contest to all that. Lost a lot of jobs. Lost a lot of friends. Lost a lot of respect to each other. Lost a lot of respect with a lot of people. You know, and for me, personally, I have grown up a lot more than what I used to be in 2016, this year. And the reason why I say that is because I think, for me personally, I have learned a lot more, and I kind of discovered myself a lot more too. And it's a good thing, because when you learn other people's mistakes and learn people's emotions and, you know, how they go by their daily life and all that, you start to put the microscope down for you, and you start to capitalize on what you do every day, basically, and how you do it every single day. You know, not everyone's willing to go that route, you know, but it is what it is. You know, I can't say that I'm everyone's angry about everything, but that's what 2017 looks like. And I hope 2018 is a better year than 2017, because 2016 sucked, 2017 sucked. What's going to happen in 2018? God can only know. But all I know at this time, that I'm willing to be ready when it comes, when this day comes, and when the next day is going to be. All I know is it's very late. It's 12:14 a.m. at night. And it is what it is, you know. Wow, really? Jesus Christ. Man, I mean, Robbie, wow, you really had to say that? If anyone else does listen to this, this is going to be on the site that it's on and all that. And I'm going to be doing this pretty much like, I haven't really put a specific time to do any of this stuff. I just started to turn this on because I wanted to get this out to the the thing. And plus, I wanted to try this out and see what it would do for everyone else out there. But yeah, my throat's not built to talk like this every single day, you know. Plus, I've noticed I'm getting a little bit sick, and it's not a bad thing, but it is. What else? Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll post somewhere in the sites that the media sites, the Facebook, YouTube, Google, or anything like that. Mainly Facebook, because this is pretty much where I have a lot of people are on this site mostly. I don't think I have a lot of people on YouTube. I wish they could see some of the YouTube videos, because that's eventually the next step that I'm going to go to. But I'm going to actually really filter out most of that stuff. I'm going to actually put down a topic instead of sitting here rambling about stupid shit and just random stuff, you know. But I'm going to put a plan together, and then I'm planning on, I got new things coming up this year. And a lot of this is going to be really good for me, because this gives me something to do every single day. And I may put a specific time to broadcast this stuff, you know, but it is what it is, you know. It's going to be cool. I'm going to enjoy this. And if anyone does see this on Facebook and all that, please click it, and there is a chat box, all that's on here, or I have a connection to a cellular phone and all that, and I will put a phone number down for you guys where you can contact that number, so then you can be a part of this stream, and we can sit here and have a conversation with each other, you know, about whatever, you know. I'm making this thing whatever, you know. If anyone wants to talk about something that they want to get off their chest, but they never really can't say it on certain places that don't allow that, because they don't really have control of that, please be my guest. Hop on this thing. Maybe we can collaborate on something, or we can have struck up a conversation. I'm cool with anything with that. But I think it'd be kind of cool, you know. It's new for me, because this actually really helps me out, because like I said, I get bored out of my mind, and this is what happens when you sit in front of Facebook for too long and you watch a shitload of YouTube videos. And me, I'm part Japanese, so I watch a lot of Funimation anime. You know, I wish I could go to the anime expo. That would be pretty cool. You know, be nice. You know. But in the beginning and all that kind of stuff, right at this point, I am nobody. All I am is a clear figure to everyone at this point. A lot of you may know who I am, but a lot of you may not know the person behind the computer screen, behind the microphone, behind the headset. And not a lot of people do like talking to me, you know, and I think it's because I don't really make sense, or I really don't really know what to talk about, you know. But I'm actually really full of knowledge, and I actually really look into a lot of different kind of things, what's going on with the world, what's going on Facebook, what's going on the internet, you know. I'm full of certain knowledge and stuff like that, you know. Please, like they say, don't judge a book by its cover, you know, right? But anyway, anywho, you know, it's kind of cool, and I got like 5 minutes off the clock right now, so that's fine. You know, these are all gonna start off as 45 minutes videos of audio for right now, and eventually we'll make them longer when I have more time on my hands to do this. But in the beginning, this is just gonna be 45 minutes for now on. But yeah, it'll be pretty cool. And just stay tuned and all that. And if people that are new or listening to this or hasn't catch this live thing going on, all that, this will be split between off the site that's on the link that's in Facebook, or there'll be a link, or it'll stream off of my YouTube account. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut it short here at this point. So till then, this is your friendly dude, DJ Dustin, doorstop, whatever you want to call me. I'll put a name down or something like that. You know, like I said, this is a pilot, so I have to get a feel of speaking to a computer screen through a microphone off of a headset. So, but we'll figure that stuff out when we get to it. So, I'll come up with a topic next audio video or something like that. So, stay tuned at this point, and hope we have a great 2018 and a great new year. And you know, I hope everyone has a great night and all that. And please be very, very careful when you're driving, especially at this time of night. There's a lot of checkpoints in a lot of places, so be careful. I don't want it to be the next thing that I post on, see something that someone went to jail that night. I know I have one time, a long time ago. But that's nor here nor there. The point is, this is Dustin Bebon signing off. Have a great night, and stay classy.